Hello, welcome back. I'm Dr. Lori Williams. Today I want to talk to you about how you will never affirmation your way through healing, through deep, authentic healing. You cannot use affirmations to get your way through it. It's never going to work in a million years. The reason is, and this is where a lot of people um, they feel like they get overwhelmed and they feel like they're stuck because they think that, oh, I can just positive mindset my way through this. I can affirmation my way through this. And the reason that that will never happen is because all of that happens up here. And everything that's happening up here is very like current consciousness. When you are working through healing, it actually needs to go through not just subconscious programming, but nervous system programming as well. And it's the nervous system programming where or reprogramming where the actual change begins to take place. It's like dismantling and removing old identities. It's learning who you actually are. Who are you at the core of who you are? Who are you at the truth of who you are? Not just at the parts of you that you had to become in order to perform. And so when you're all up in here, you're all up in your head and you're trying to think and process your way through healing, it's never going to happen because it's almost like it's happening. You're trying to work on, different timelines. You're trying to, even just between the conscious and the subconscious, it's like a completely like different, like the conscious is here and now and the subconscious is like way back here. It could be 20 years or more, right? So you're not even on the same timeline that you're trying to heal when you're trying to use affirmations to change your subconscious. So to stop and think that the affirmations even have a chance of reprogramming your nervous system, it's even more removed. Your nervous system is even more removed from your subconscious. Um, the nervous system, like essentially, your nervous system is more heart centered. It's more, I would say, between heart and solar plexus, like in that area. So when you're all up here trying to rationalize, trying to affirmation your way through healing, there's nothing that's actually happening in this area. And just bringing your focus down to your heart center, down to your solar plexus isn't enough. It's a matter of feeling into, and this is like deep feeling into. So it's feeling first. It's recognizing, how is my nervous system responding in certain situations. But here's the caveat that gets a lot of people confused and why it's so important to, have someone that knows about the nervous system to be able to guide you through this is because a lot of the time the nervous system is very tricky, um, because what makes us feel comfortable, what makes us feel safe, isn't necessarily what is good for us. Our nervous system is um, has been conditioned, it has been programmed based on safety. Uh, so I want you to kind of look at nervous system as ego. They're essentially the same thing. So the ego only wants to keep you safe. The nervous system is its sole job is to keep you safe. It's like the same thing, just different words. Um, so when you are trying to reprogram your nervous system, um, the things that have kept you safe aren't going to necessarily be aligned with your truth. It's not going to necessarily be aligned with what feels comfortable. It's going to feel a huge amount of discomfort in the reprogramming part of it because you're not trying to stay safe anymore. It's like cognitively you know you're safe. So once you know you're safe because you're an adult, you're not a child anymore that had to do all the things in order to feel safe. You're an adult that is more than capable of keeping yourself safe. So at this point, when um, you got to allow yourself to feel your nervous system to feel unsafe, knowing that you only feel unsafe because it's what's comfortable. It doesn't mean that it's right. What is comfortable does not mean that it's aligned with you. And what's when you have discomfort, it doesn't mean that it's not aligned with you. So you can have, your truth can be that you are not a people pleaser, but every single time you try not to be a people pleaser and you actually put yourself first, you're going to feel things like guilt. You might even feel anxious. You might feel you're going to start overthinking of like how you're a judgmental person or how you're selfish and all of these kinds of things. None of those are actually true. It only feels true in the nervous system because the nervous system has been so used to protecting you from oh, if I don't, if I don't make other people feel safe, if I don't put their emotions before my own, basically, if I'm not a people pleaser, then they're going to leave. They're not going to love me. They're not going to validate me. They're not going to be in my life. And so that feels like super uncomfortable when we get there, even though to continue to be that people pleaser, we know cognitively that that's not what we want to do, that it's not our truth, that we are trying to heal past that. We have to sit in the discomfort of, right, the recognition that just because it's comfortable doesn't mean it's what's right for us. It was right for us at some point. And I think in healing the nervous system, having that recognition, that understanding for yourself, gives yourself a little bit of grace and compassion. Is that the only reason that this feels safe, even though I know it's not, is because it was safe at some point. It is the version of me that I felt on some level I had to be in order to be loved and accepted, validated, needed, whatever the case may be, right? So this is why affirmations is just not enough. It's only essentially it's only half of the equation. It's only the mental part of the equation. But in true, lasting healing, authentic self healing, you have to feel it first. You have to feel it before you can think it. And a lot of people unfortunately get stuck in the healing process because all they're doing is thinking it. All they're doing is just allowing themselves to, I'm just like I said, I'm just going to, have a good mindset about this. And having a good mindset is definitely is the foundation. You need to be more positive. You need to be more compassionate, give yourself grace, all of those kinds of things. So if you're a very negative person and you put yourself down all the time, yeah, that's definitely your first place to start. But to stay there without actually feeling through your healing is not going to, you're just going to continue saying affirmations and continue not getting any, like feeling like you're getting anywhere, because the feeling part never comes. And unfortunately, a lot of people do this because it's the feeling part that's hard. It's the feeling, essentially, it's like all of the things that you need to feel through. And I'm not talking about like reliving the past. That's not what this is about. It's about feeling the discomfort of the changing of the nervous system. You don't have to relive your past in order to do that. Um, but our entire lives, we've been avoiding the discomfort. Our entire lives, our nervous system has kept us safe from having to face that discomfort. And now, when you get to a certain point in your healing where you realize the affirmations and all the woo-woo stuff hasn't been working, or it's not getting you any further, it gets you to a certain spot and it's great, don't get me wrong, but it will only get you to that certain spot. And then there's something else that needs to happen. So it's like we've been doing all of this mindset work, this mental work, this emotional work, but we've still been avoiding the feeling. And at some point in your healing, you've got to start feeling it. It's the only way to heal. The one thing, and this is just through my own journey, one thing that I have realized and I want to share it with you because I think it's extremely powerful, is you only fear the feeling. You only fear the feeling because it's unknown. I'm at a point in my journey now where I'm like, I look for that feeling. I look for okay, what is this trying to tell me? Like, and I can sit with it, and I mean, I can sit with it like a boss, and I can name it, and I can move through it, and I can release that part of me because it happens in layers. But once you get used to feeling, allowing yourself that space to feel, instead of avoid, it actually becomes safe to feel. It just takes a bit of time to get there, but it actually eventually becomes safe to feel. You feel safe. You know you're safe within your own body, and it's you keeping yourself safe. So that actually helps you to build trust in yourself, to build validation within yourself, and to essentially that's part of the healing process. But the fear of feeling does go away, and it can be replaced with excitement and wanting to feel, wanting to, move through it. Once you recognize that, hey, that's not who I actually am, being able to feel through it and be excited about feeling through it is definitely part of the process. So don't think that you have to, in order to heal, that it's going to be hard. It's only hard in your mind right now because you spent your entire life avoiding it. So once you stop avoiding it, it can become easier. Thanks so much for joining me. I'll see you back here next time.